Hey guys, it's Al again with an extra edition of What Were They Thinking coming in this week. This one has to do with the Republican tax bill, and specifically a hashtag that was out on Twitter, hashtag Corkerkickback. Now what that was about really quickly is Senator Bob Corker, I believe he's from Tennessee? I think Tennessee. What he had said leading up to the bill is that if it adds even 1 penny to the debt or the deficit, he won't be for it. All right, that was his position. He's a Republican senator. He said if it adds 1 penny, he will not be for this bill. And he was saying that leading up to it, and then right before voting, he switched. He said, oh, no, I'm for it. Changed my mind. So people said, well, why would he change his mind so quickly? It still adds something like $1.5 trillion to the deficit, which he says he's against. And then people dug into it and found out that there is a new little loophole added in for people with LLCs. And I'll admit, I'm not really a tax wonk. I don't know the specifics about it. I will link in the description a talk that David Sirota did about it. He's a reporter for the International Business Times, I believe. He's also a contributor with the Young Turks. And he did a lot of reporting on this, and he explains it very well. So I'll link that in the description so you guys can get a full idea of what this is. But the basics of it is it's going to enrich Corker to the tune of something like $1 million a year. Or was it $1 million over 10 years? I forget the exact money. It was something like $1.1 million, and I forget the time frame. It might have been a year. I don't remember. But I'm just throwing this together real quick. But anyway, this is also the type of thing that's going to enrich Donald Trump because he has a lot of these LLCs, Jared Kushner, and so on. It directly enriches these people and a lot of their donors as well. And my understanding of it is there used to be like a stopgap in there where in order to take advantage of this loophole, you had to employ, I forget if it's so many a certain number of people or whatnot, but basically what it was to my understanding, and again, watch David Sirota's video, he'll explain it much better than me. I believe the Young Turks also did a video on it where they kind of go into detail about it. But it makes it so that, okay, you're the owner of a company. Instead of getting taxed twice on an amount of money, you get taxed at the corporate rate, and then, okay, you're the owner, they're not going to tax you the personal rate either because you effectively are that company. You just get taxed once at the lower business rate, with all the loopholes and everything that they would get if there are any at that rate, at that price range, or at that amount. And then that's it. You don't get taxed the second time. Okay. And fair enough, if it's helping small companies need that help. I would be all for it for that. For people making millions of dollars like Donald Trump, yeah, no, you don't need it at that point, in my personal view. But that's beside the point. I don't want this to be a rant. I just want to explain to you what all the fuss was about. Anyway, so it was found that this was in there, and then Corker switched his vote. And I also saw an interview with Bob Corker where he was just completely contradicting himself on that. He says he's read every word of the bill, and he also said, well, I got a two-page summary of the changes that I read. He says it both in the same interview, so he contradicts himself a little bit when he's pushed on this. So what I want to do for What Were They Thinking is today, what was Bob Corker thinking when he switched his vote? So before he was saying if there's 1 penny, I'm not for it. When he switched his vote, here's what Bob Corker was actually thinking.
somebody's gonna pay. 'Cause the $1 Million Man always gets his way.
Money, 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 money.
Thanks again for sticking around to the end, guys. I know this was a little more of me talking than my usual What Were They Thinking videos. But in order for this one to land, you kind of needed to know a little more of the details of it since I didn't have a video to go with it. But, like I said earlier, there will be links in the description below to David Sirota's article about this and to a CNN interview that Bob Corker gave where they discuss this. I hope you guys will watch it, get everything in its full context, and make your opinions about what's going on based on the full context. If politics aren't your thing, feel free to check out the gaming side of my channel. I just finished a playthrough of the Resident Evil remake. I'm working on Mega Man 6 and getting that all uploaded. And once I'm done with that, I think I'm going to pop in the Batman Return to Arkham series ports that they released for the PS4. So, feel free to check those out, and I'll see you next time.